Today I want to talk to you about our hybrid edging. So exciting product for us. Two industry problems that we recognized over years. We see the uplift of the edging coming up out of the ground in a dense grade system. And then when you're doing open grade system, so permeable base, we're seeing lateral creep. And it's really hard to try to find an edging that's really fast, efficient, and affordable. Obviously some of the options out there, mixing concrete or geogrid integrated into it. And we know, as far as concrete's gonna crack over time, and the geogrid is real timely to try to set that up. So real excited about our hybrid edging, and I'm just gonna explain a little bit about what to expect. And what you're looking at in front of me here, this is one bundle. So this is the way you can order it. You can order it by the bundle, which is 200 feet. So 25 8-foot pieces. Again, 25 8-foot pieces, 200 linear feet comes in a bundle. We also sell in half pallets. So a half pallet would be 2,600 linear feet. So 2,600 linear feet in a half pallet, and then you can order a full pallet, which is 5,200 linear feet. So almost a mile of edging, gonna come on a full pallet, and you can see how compact that is, being aluminum, and the way it nests together, it really consolidates tightly, and it's really easy to store, and even get into your job site. So that's how you order it. Very versatile that way. If you are using it with a hybrid setting, so if you're going to use our stakes, so I just got a few of these pulled out. The hybrid stake is the V-shaped stake that's going to go in the V here. All right, that would be the hybrid stake. What you're looking at here is one box. This will do 100 feet. So when you order it for a bundle, you're going to get the two boxes, which is literally 150 stakes, and you're going to use 6 of those, one on each end, and then the 4 in the middle, to hold your hybrid edging in place. So again, 2 boxes of 75 is what you're going to order when you order one bundle of the hybrid edging. If you're going to use it for the dense grade, we recommend 10, 12-inch non-galvanized spikes. And again, these are going in these flanges. That's going to put it in at 60 degrees. And again, that's that stitching technology where you're literally stitching this down into your base to prevent that uplift over time. You're also going to get the connectors. So you get 25 connectors for every piece of edging. And then these would go on the very edge and lock into your next piece. Simply go over these holes, and you can just drive a stake through here, or spike, and then one through the other side. So those do come with it. Some people like a physical connection piece. We definitely have contractors that will just simply overlap it and put a spike down through here. So you got that option. You can also overlap it the full length and put a hybrid stake down through the 2 pieces. So those are your 3 options for connecting it. So pretty versatile in a lot of those ways. So the next process that I would do when installing edging, we've got our pavers laid, whether it be a curve or straight. The next process is obviously cutting away that bedding layer. And again, our guys used to always be on their knees, using a trowel or taking a shovel and pulling that away. And it gives you a real inconsistent bedding layer basically for your edging. So we created our sand plow, connected to our Quick-E handle. And if you look here, I've got the sizes integrated. They're etched right into the tool. So today we're doing a 60 mil paver. So I would just going to simply slide this top lip up to the 60. And again, doing a sand base, I would keep it on the 60. Doing an open grade base, I'll usually drop that down just a little bit, just because if you cut away your stone away from the paver on an open grade base or a 3/8 chip stone, you're going to get that just falling away a little bit. So it's going to leave a little bit of a void. So I generally will cut about half of that away, so I'm not getting so much undermining on the very edge here. And that way there I can take my edging then and just wiggle it back and forth. So to adjust it, a couple knobs here. I'm going to set it to my 60. Actually, I'll probably set it to 50 here because of the open grade. And with this tool here, you set it on your paver. Generally, I'll just kick it around here a little bit, get it started. And then I'm simply just going to walk down through here. That's going to kick my sand away. I put steady pressure down, and that's all I'm doing. So you can see I've gotten a nice level bedding layer there. I'm right down on my aggregate. I can put my edging in simply and then install it real easily. So the next thing I want to focus on is with our edging, the ability that this piece has. Again, this is one piece. It's going to do your straight, it's going to do your curves, whether it be a radical curve or whether it be just a gradual curve. If it be a 90, inside, outside, one piece of edging is going to do it all. And the way we've solved that, it's got these bays with the band here. That's what's going to keep it rigid. So that's going to keep it from bending on a straight run. If I want to do any kind of curves, and again, you want to cut this at least as possible, the least amount as possible. So you want to make sure that you're not cutting. You don't want to just cut every bay if you don't have to. You want to keep as much strength in here as possible. If you're going to do a slight curve, you get a little bit awkward. I'm backward here just for the camera. I would do that, and then generally I'll bend one piece up. And if you can, try to get away with every other bay. Again, like I said, that's what's going to give it the strength. You can see already it's starting to flex a little bit. So now you can see I've got that little bit of flexibility to it. And again, if you're doing slight curves, every other one is going to give you the most strength. If I want to do, say, a little bit more of a sharp curve, and again, I would cut a third, that one there. That's going to really allow me to bend these right around. If I want to do a 90, say I want to do a 90 here, so I would just come in and I'd snip, because there's a little bit of a return right here. So I just snip here at this point where you want it. Again, just working it nicely. You don't want to go back and forth because it's aluminum. Eventually it will break if you keep scissoring it back and forth. So that's how you're going to do your 90. If I want to do a 90 the other way, and again, what this may require is just cutting out more of this meat so that when you do bend it, so then you can do your outside 90s. Again, you can flex it a little bit, get it adjusted there. Inside, outside 90s. Tight curves. Say I got to do a real tight radius here. And again, I've cut here. I also have the option. Again, I'm a little bit backwards. So you can probably see I cut here. I cut here. So then that gives me, and I'm going to cut here again. Now I can really, again, I'm going to use my thumb so I can really do some nice tight bends. So again, just a real tight bend like that. And I can do the same exact thing on the inside. I'm just going to cut more of this out. So I would cut more of this out to do the outside. So you can see it's really versatile. I've cut a piece here, so you can see I cut the V out, I cut this angle out here. And you can get that real tight inside radius, outside radius, and your 90s. So pretty versatile piece of edging to do all your curves and angles. Sorry. So next step I want to show you, once I get my bedding layer pulled away, and this is what I'm talking about on a clean stone. We don't want to undermine here too much on this edge. So I only take about half of that out, and then using my edging, I'll kind of get in here, and I'll kind of pull this away, and I'll scissor it down in. We want to make sure we're at least an inch below here. And another thing I'll do is I'll kind of get that edging on a little bit of an angle, because when I put the stake down, if it does pull away, it'll still maintain a nice tight edge here. So that's just one thing. Again, scissoring it down in, shaking it back down and forth. That kind of get it nested in there, nice and tight, keeping the aluminum tight to the paver. I'll show you next with the hybrid stake. So when I'm installing the hybrid stake, again, just by hand, I'm going to get down here. You can see I'm kind of wiggling it around, getting it started. I can choose a hammer, which I can hit it anywhere. I can hit it on the top or I can hit it on the sides. And I'm going to kind of keep pressure as I'm doing it, just like you would normally do with the edging with your spike. So that would be hitting it with a hammer. Again, I would recommend hitting it in with our hammer drill, with our hammer bit. So with the Quick-E-Hammer bit, with a hammer drill, it's going to put it on this tine. That's what we created that for. You can see it pulls it right in nice and tight, and that's what you want. You want to keep that nice and tight to the metal, or nice and tight to the paver, sorry. And if you do end up with any gap in here, like say on a curve, again, that's a good opportunity when you're sweeping in your poly sand, your easy joint, that's going to go just in this to lock it all up and make it one solid pavement. So one tip we found, if you do get a spot where the edging pulls away a little bit, keep in mind it's open grade. So again, it's very flexible. So if you have to, you can always pull the edging tight here, and you can take your hammer and you can beat against the bottom of it here to pack in to lift that back up. If for some reason it does pull away, sometimes just the vibration, you'll see it pull the stone down in. It's just another little trick or tip. So next I'm just going to show you, and again, this is at our training facility. And what we have here is just some pavers. I did them on a slight curve, so you can see that. But underneath this is a dense grade base, so a compacted gravel, your ASTM 2940D. But then we are using a clean stone 3/8 chip for our bedding layer. So I'm just going to kick that away before I install my edging. So again, nice level bed there for my edging. So the next step is I want to choose where I'm going to cut the edging. Again, the least amount is better for stability. And again, bending those open so they can pass each other. And if I see any areas like here, I'm out 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to snip that, and you can see how that turned right around. Again, this is an official job, so it's a little bit tricky. I'm going to do the same thing now. Let me just grab my nails, and I'll show you how we're going to get that started. So again, I got my edging cut, and I can pre-bend this a little bit, so I'm not getting that boomerang where it's kicking back like you would with a standard edging. And again, I still want to shake that down in tight. So I'm down nice and tight. I can hold my toe against it. And again, the stitching technology, we're going to go here. And again, I have my hammer drill. I'm going to go every 3rd hole. So I'm going to skip 2 and go 3. And you can see from that angle, those 2 spikes, when they get down to the bottom, they're literally going to just about touch. So that's where that stitching technology comes in. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 again, and I'm going to go every other. So you're going outside bay, inside bay, outside bay, inside bay. And if I find I'm getting too far away from the paver, I can always snip it right in place to be able to adjust that. Again, skip 2, put this in. And once you get more used to doing it, you may just do it all with the hammer drill, just holding the spike at the end of it. So again, I'm going to skip 2. Now I'm on the inside again. You'll get used to doing it this way. So again, even on a curve, again, you want those pavers nice and tight here. And again, any voids you get with a curve and longer pieces, you're probably going to get some voids. But again, this is where you're going to either pull your easy joint over and get it into that joint, or your poly sand. So again, locks the system all together. Never have to worry about that uplift or lateral shift. Let us help you take the hard out of hard.